is going on? Welcome to No Chill Promos. How y'all doing? Hope having a blessed Friday if you're watching this. Before I get started on today's video for AEW's Dynamite review, just got to do a quick shout out to all subscribers to the channel and to the followers on Rumble. And as of now, because it might change, because I don't know, these subs be on some weird shit. I'm over 300 subs on this channel. It's insane, absolutely insane. And I've seen for like my recent TNA review, like that's just blowing up. I'm like, I look, that shit got like a shitload of likes. I'm like, damn. I mean, that's crazy. Like, well, it's not really, because I actually enjoy watching TNA. I mean, Raw, fucking, it's 2 packs of ass. AEW is just too much goofy shit. And I just enjoy doing TNA. It's just an easy watch. And apparently you guys like it too. So, thank you. Thank you to all 302 of you that subbed to the channel. I truly appreciate it. Nah, it's nuts. Like, it's fucking crazy to me. Like, I did this shit with zero promotion for my channel. Like, I don't have an Instagram. I don't have an X. I ain't got none of that shit. I just come on here, talk my shit about whatever said topic, and I'm not bounce. Like, I keep it moving, you know? But that's, yeah. Just thank you. It's surreal to me, but I really appreciate it. So the plan moving forward, because there's a lot of shit going on this week, or at least weekend, I should say. Today, what you got? Got the Mike Tyson Jake Paul fight tonight. Got the Cobra Kai is going to drop, waiting for that shit. And UFC was it 309 Saturday? And yeah, on top of that, I'm going to do the TNA review next, because you guys love TNA, so don't worry, I'm not going to make you guys wait. You know, that'll be next after this shit. And then I'll drop the 1 through 5 favorite female wrestlers of all time video as a thank you, you know, for hitting that 300 sub milestone in such a short period of time with no promotion. Like, again, I just come on here, upload, bounce. That's it. So that's, again, thank you. But enough of that. Let's get into it, because this show was something. Let's get into it. First, we start off with a tag team match. We got Christian the Patriarch Cage and Adam the Arsonist Page versus Viola of the Bang Bang Gang, Jay Caucasian, and Juice Robinson. This match went on for a little too long for my liking, and I like all these guys, but yeah, it went on for too long. But fast forward, we see Hook, send in Hook, he comes in, attacks, call me Nick Wayne, and the crowd really didn't care. They're like, who's that VTuber getting his ass kicked? That's what they're saying to themselves. We fast forward, we see Kip the Stalker. He goes right upside Juice's head with that little clipboard, where the fuck he uses. Alright. Adam takes advantage, hits the dead eye for the 1, 2, 3. So Christian and Adam go over. Alright, you still got Mama Wayne looking fine as hell. Shit, that woman can get it any day of the week. I'm just saying. But that's all that happened here, so we move on. Next, we see this little advertisement of Mox seizes the Superstation. Alright, and I guess, for what I've heard, I don't know if this is true or not, I guess it's a pun, because they were teasing Jake Hager for his recent tweets, I guess calling Tony Khan a communist. I guess they're trying to play off of that, but people in the audience wouldn't know that. You know what I mean? Like, they don't give a fuck. Right? They already give a shit about what the fuck goes on the show. So how the fuck would they know about some little trivial beef between Con Man and Jake Hager? You know what I mean? I'm just, if that's true, I don't know. But I'll elaborate more on that later on. Alright. We move on. We see Mercedes Moné, CEO, and Camille. And you see the look on Renee's face. That's how I feel about this whole little dynamic between Moné and Camille. Right? The Mercedes was like, you know, what's she saying? Like, oh, hello, Bridgeport, say hello to your CEO. That shit that she always says. But you notice how Mercedes got the name of the town correct. In Bridgeport, not Stanford, Bridgeport. All right. Well, we'll get to that later on as well. All right. Well, we see Statlander, all right, from behind. She creeps up, and this is sad, man. All right, because not only was like Monet is bossing around Camille, and I get it, that's her gimmick, the CEO. It's just the fact that they chose to put Camille in this position. All right, it already tells me that they're not going to really like seriously push this woman. Unless that's the plans where like Camille gets fed up and then do like the typical like I'm fed up with you as my boss, and then she tries to overthrow Mercedes Bonet from her CEO position or some bullshit like that. You know, but still, I'm not a fan of this. I don't like this one bit because it's making Camille look like a complete goof, an absolute jobber. All right, I don't know who's worse, her or Nick Nemeth's brother. You know what I mean? Like for jobber of the year. I don't know. But Statlander chases after Monet. Camille tries to stop her, and she just with no effort, just pushes her into the wall. You know what I mean? It's just so sad to see. You know what I mean? But this is the longest reigning NWA Women's Champion of all time, right here, looking like a complete goof. But the ending of this segment was Statlander spearing Monet through this wall, which clearly looks like it was made out of fucking poster board. Like, who built this flimsy ass wall? These two women just to go right through it. You know what I mean? But we move on. Next, we get a promo from Mr. Bruv, Will Ospreay, looking like England's top soccer, foosball, whatever you want to call it, or rugby player. Every time he wears these fucking tracksuits of his. Right? And the crowd really didn't care. I mean, this is supposed to be the top babyface here in AEW. And the crowd was like, what's that? We got this one lady, she's going, this lady's going crazy for Ospreay. But once you zoom in to ringside, you see Amy Winehouse over here yawning. Like, all up in the camera. That tells you all you need to know about this fucking show right here. And this promo was shit, but I'll do my best to try and make it entertaining for you guys. Alright, Ospreay comes to the ring. He tells Tony Schiavone to get his old ass out of here. He doesn't need him. Alright, he wants to call out Kyle Fletcher man to man and talk to him face to face. So David Bowie, aka the protostar Kyle Fletcher, he comes out. He says the Don Callis family begged me not to come out here alone, but I had to prove to you that I'm not a coward. Alright, but just know that the family is never far behind. And if you so much as dare to lay a finger on me, alright, the family will send your ass home a lot longer than 3 weeks. Will Ospreay then says, oi bruv, I've been to those Don Callis family meetings and I know your ass is up to something, so what the fuck you got in your pocket, huh? Right, then Kyle pulls out his deadly screwdriver. Alright, throws it at Ospreay. Ospreay throws it outside. Ospreay then says, oi bruv, like, I took care of you, mate. Like, you were a fucking bum. I feed you. I gave you a roof over your head. And this is the thanks I get. This is how you repay me. It makes me sick, bruv. Kyle admits that yes, he was a bum. And Ospreay did take care of him. But he was like, well, who'd you really do it for, huh? Like, did you do it for me, or did you do it for some ulterior motive to make yourself feel better? To try to mold me into this Will Ospreay clone and do your dirty work? Because everything that you do is for yourself, because you're selfish. Just look at what you did to Okada and Kenny Omega. You can't be trusted. And Don Callis showed me how much of a two-faced bastard you really are. Ospreay then says, oi bruv, you bring up Okada, you bring up Kenny, yeah, I did that shit, right? But you just said earlier that you're nothing like me, but yeah, you're trying to be just like me. So which one is it, bruv? Pick a lane. Alright, are you a Will Ospreay clone, or are you not? So as Ospreay continues to call him a hypocrite, he lists all his accolades that he's accumulated over New Japan. He says, oi bruv, what have you done, Kyle Fletcher? And I'm not talking about Aussie Open. Aussie, oi. I'm asking you directly, Kyle Fletcher, because we got 4 world champions and none of them can hold a candle to what the fuck I can do in this ring. Now I'm like, whoa, whoa. That's a bold statement there, sir. Because first off, I mean, if you're talking about your no-selling that you do 15-20 minutes in your matches, sure. Man, didn't you lose to MJF and Swerve? So that's a crazy statement coming from this dude. He's supposed to be a babyface. I'm just saying. That's a wild. That's a wild take. Or what the kids call it, a hot take. Yeah, that's what the fuck that was right there. Right? Kyle says, like, let's not focus on the past and what's about to happen in the future, because that Full Gear put your ass down once and for all. Now prove that I am better than Will Ospreay. He then summons the Alibaba version of Wolverine and Bane, who was born in the darkness. Alright. Ospreay says, oi, bruv, I have some friends too. So he summons, my name is Earl, Mark Davis, and Powerhouse Hobbs, who I guess apparently they're tight now. They're boys. I mean, all of a sudden, after 1 week, I don't fucking know, man. I'm like, what the fuck is Hobbs doing out here? Why are you not in the Hurt Syndicate? What are we doing here? All 6 of these men end up fighting. We had a moment between Kyle Fletcher and Mark Davis. It was like, oi, you're gonna hit me, bruv? Then do it, hit me. Ospreay says, if you're not gonna do it, then I am. Alright, so he kicks Fletcher out the ring. Davis was like, oi. We fast forward to Murder Hawk, Lance Archer. He walks up the ramp to the entranceway because he has a Falls Count Anywhere match with Roderick Strong. Why? I don't fucking know, man. I really fucking don't. So we fast forward to the finish of this match, which is Roderick hitting the running knee to Lance Archer for the 1-2-3. It's like, boy, oh boy, this man Archer is a fucking jobber. It doesn't matter, like who's managing him, what group he's in. This dude's always taking notes. He ain't never getting pushed. All right. You fast forward, we see Roderick here at some mic. He says, "Max, at Full Gear, I'ma finish your ass." All right, and then we see the Alpha, Konosuke Takeshita. He comes out, attacks Roderick. All right, and then we see Adam Cole, baby. Mr. No Arms himself coming out for the save because he has a match against Konosuke. And let me tell you, this match was sloppy. Alright, I have not been impressed with Adam Cole since he's been back. At all. In this match, for instance. Alright, yeah, Adam Cole, he always hits that patented kneecap brain buster that he always hits. But this time when he does it to Konosuke, like, he barely manages to pick his ass up, man. And you see him, like, buckle like on like his left side because he can't sustain the weight from Konosuke. Or this spot right here where Adam botches the Blue Thunder Bomb spot where it's supposed to be fluid in one motion, but Adam fucks it up so where Konosuke has to like manhandle this dude into the Blue Thunder Bomb. Yeah, it's like Adam Cole, man. I don't know what's going on with this dude, but
big man thing, yeah. It's not looking good, bruv. It's not looking good.
Fast forward to the finish, which is Konosuke using that diamond ring that MJF gave to Don Callis last week. It was right upside Adam Cole's head for the 1-2-3. So the Alpha, Konosuke Takeshita goes over as he should have. But before he can even celebrate, he gets attacked by Roderick. Konosuke turns around, he low blows the shit out of him. He picks up the diamond ring, he was going to go upside Roderick's head as well, but he gets saved by Kyle O'Reilly. Konosuke tries to celebrate and flex on a rampway area, and then we see Rico coming out. He attacks Konosuke as well. Alright, Konosuke leaves the belt. He says, "Fuck this shit, I'm out of here." And before we can see Ricochet flex with the international belt that's not even his, the camera pans out back into the ring, where we see a reunion of NXT's Black and Gold alumni. Alright, we got Adam Cole, baby, Kyle O'Reilly, and Roderick Strong. We then see Adam Cole, baby, extend his hand, offering friendship. Let bygones be bygones. Kyle says, "Fuck you, I'm out of here." Which creates the question, then why go out there and help them in the first place? Makes no sense. What the fuck was the point? Alright, and that's all that happened in this clusterfuck of segments and matches. So we finally move on. We go backstage with the Hurt Syndicate, where Renee was trying to ask Lashley a question about Swerve Strickland. MVP didn't like all the glazing that Renee was doing for Swerve, so he takes over. Alright, he then says, Bobby, you're known as one of the most dominant forces here in professional wrestling. Been a champion in every company you've been to. You fucking destroyed everyone in your sight. How do you feel that you might potentially end a young man's career? Lashley says, see, Renee, Swerve is a danger to everyone else. But to me, at Full Gear, I'm going to hurt Swerve Strickland. MVP says, well, there you have it, folks. Ladies and gentlemen, back to you, Tony Schiavone, Nigel McGuinness, and Excalibur. Fuck you. See, Renee, that's how it's done. So we move on. All right, and this shit right here had me dying. All right, we see JD Drake. like you remember the Wingman from back in the early years of AEW, or it was 2020, 2021, around this time frame. It was Peter Avalon, Nick Nemeth's brother, Caesar Baloney, and this dude right here, JD Drake. Where the fuck's Peter Avalon? I have no fucking clue. All right, Nick Nemeth's brothers in fucking TNA. Caesar Baloney, the only one that actually had some type of potential. I don't even know where the fuck he's at. I haven't seen this dude in years. Years. I'll be surprised if this man's still employed. We see Claudio and Yuta, they randomly attacked JD Drake from catering because that's exactly where his happy ass was at. Alright, but it was just the way that JD was selling, because they were attacking him with a steel chair, but he was like, he was selling it like an old man in the 70s. He was like, ooh, but my neck and my back. He was selling it like he didn't want to take the bump, so he was trying to kneel down very, very slowly. Alright, ooh, my back. This shit had me dying. This shit was hilarious. There was a lot of unintentional comedy on this show. We did get a promo from Jon Moxley, who seized the Superstation. And let me tell you, this man didn't seize a damn thing. Because when I think about TakeOver, not NXT, I think about NWO in WCW. The following announcement has been paid for by the New World Order. Alright, and you see them all throughout the fucking show. Or Main Event Mafia in TNA, where we had Booker T and Kevin Nash on commentary. You had Big Papa Punk, Freakzilla, the Genetic Freak, Scott Steiner as the ring announcer, right? For the entire show. That's taken over, an episode. This wasn't it from the Rough Riders. But Moxley basically says that he owns Yuta, he's loyal to me, I own his bitch ass, alright? And Orange Cassidy, I had to make an example out of you because I hold the power that comes from the AEW World Championship. And there's not a damn thing that any of you jobbers can do to take away that power from me. And for some weird, arbitrary reason, there was fireflies in the audience. This crowd was all over the place. Let me tell you, I'll break down this crowd and the crowd that was at TNA. Man, you see the vast difference between the two. All right, this crowd I don't know. I don't know what the fuck was going on here in Bridgeport. All right, but then we see Mr. Freshly Squeezed Orange Cassidy. He comes out. He basically says that Yuta, you're a pawn. All right, and I got to take out the pawn in order to get my hands on the king, so I could take away that power he so claims that is the AEW World Championship. And then this was hilarious. All right, because we do a close up of Will Yuta. Right, who has more personality in his beard than he does his entire body. Alright, he says, I'm nobody's pawn. Claudio then says, shut up. and he does. I'm sorry, it's just how you make yourself look like such a chump. I don't know, man. Wheeler sucks. He forever will suck. Alright, this dude doesn't have it. Alright, but we fast forward. We see Darby Allin. He attacks the Rough Riders. from the stands wearing a Sting mask. Or we then fast forward, the Rough Riders are trying to bounce, get the fuck out of Dodge. Alright, then we see Darby Allin, he's on the stuntman shit. Jumps in the back of the truck like it's a GTA 6. The truck stops, Claudio gets out, manhandles this dude from the truck all the way to the garage door, right? And then he does like a giant swing into the garage door. So Claudio walks away, gets back in the truck, they get the fuck out of there. Mark Briscoe tries to chase after them. And you see Darby, he was like, "Where you going, Claudio? I'm still standing. I'm still standing." Darby thinks he's Elton John all of a sudden. "I'm still standing. Yeah, yeah, yeah." That's what immediately came to mind when he said that shit. Right, good song. Now, I'm not even like an Elton John fan like that, but he got some bangers for sure. And that's all that happened here. So we move on. Right, we get a promo backstage from, "Hi guys, I'm the Learning Tree." All right, Big Bill basically says something about, showing one's true character through hardship or some bullshit like that. Chris Jericho is putting over Tomohiro Ishii, even though he said something that was extremely sus by saying how, "I have a lot of respect for you, Tomohiro. Whereas at one point, like, you used to wash my back for me in the shower." And I'm like, he said that. He didn't say pause. He didn't say no, did he? He just kept it moving. Like, that wasn't the gayest shit he's ever said in his life. Like, that was crazy. And Brian Keith called the fans and Ishii dumbasses or some shit. I just couldn't get past. He said that shit. He thought that was a good idea. That's insane. The fuck? Yeah, this show, man. This fucking show. All right, but we move on, and next we get a match between Penelope Ford's sexy ass versus Britt I Don't Care Baker. Now, it's bad enough that Penelope had to lose to the best in the world, that is Jamie Hayter, last week, and now she has to put over this broad, overrated as fuck, Dr. DMD herself. So we just fast forward to the finish, which is Baker countering Penelope's submission into the lockjaw for the submission. You hate to see it. I damn sure do. But after the match, we see Serena Deeb. She comes out, Professor, rocking the flag of hers for her dojo. Alright, Baker says nobody cares, and I feel the same exact way about her. But she is correct that nobody cares, because I'm not interested in seeing Baker go over on Serena Deeb again. Alright, I'm good off of that. Alright, but I digress. Let's move on. Alright, and we move on to the segment of the night. We see the sexy Mina Shirakawa. She's done coming. She's finally here in Dynamite. She says that once Mariah May whoops Anna Jay's ass on Collision, that they're going to have a champagne celebration. Right, and then we see Harley Cameron come out of nowhere, drinks the little sparkling water or apple cider, where the fuck was in the cup. Damn sure wasn't wine or champagne. I can tell you that right the fuck now, because even the cup that she was holding was plastic. It wasn't even glass. So cheap these people are. But Harley says that, "I've heard a lot about you, Mina Shirakawa. They say that you're the Harley Cameron of stardom. Well, welcome to the Harley Cameron of Harley Cameron." Mina then does a Westbrook, and she was like, "Bro, what?" Like, well, what are you talking about, man? But Harley was like, "I challenge you, tit for tit, rack for rack, on Collision." And I'm like, why on Collision? I don't watch Collision. Nobody watches Collision these days, man. Like, their viewership is dwindling week after week after week. All right, I was done at that MXM fucking runway show. I was done after that. I'm like, fuck Collision. Like, they say putting the people that I want to see on Dynamite on Collision. Right, like the Outrunners, who are like the most over tag team in the company. But I digress. Right, we see Mina, she's shaking what her mama gave her. We see Renee, she's getting a good look at it. Alright, we then see Harley Cameron, she's shaking what Nip Tuck gave her. And we see Renee taking a good look at her as well. Alright, she then says, "Oh, whoa, this is the PG product. Stop it. Stop it." That was it for this segment, so we move on. Alright, we get a match between whose house? Swerve's house. Swerve Strickland versus Leo Rush. who this man, he's rocking the One Piece Doflamingo shades, and he's got this pointy ass Pokemon jacket. Like, this dude's, well, I don't know what the fuck's going on with Leo Rush here. Right, but I will say this was easily the match of the night. Leo Rush was going crazy in this match. But it doesn't matter because the finish is predictable, because best believe Swerve ain't losing to Leo Rush. So we fast forward to the finish with the Swerve hitting the big pressure finisher for the 1-2-3. Right. He then grabs a mic. Alright, he was talking shit about the Hurt Syndicate. Man, the only takeaway from this promo is the fact that this is the shit that everybody was talking about. They're in Bridgeport. Swerve thinks that they're in Stamford, Connecticut. That crowd was irate, and he let it be known. This is Bridgeport. This is Bridgeport. And they just kept, they shit all over this segment afterwards. Like, we see the Hurt Syndicate come out, they kick fucking Swerve's ass. They kept chanting Bridgeport, Bridgeport, Bridgeport. Like, they didn't give two fucks about Swerve or the Hurt Syndicate because they were so offended. They were offended by Swerve's massive fuck up by saying that this is Stamford and not Bridgeport. So I blame Swerve on this colossal failure of a segment. We then move on to the best in the world, and that is Jamie Hayter. She says, of course I was going to whoop Penelope Ford's ass last week, and people want to know what's my next move. Alright, well, I'm here to right some wrongs, and I've done a couple so far, but not all. But I have my sights set on one thing. And before she can elaborate to what that thing is, she gets cut off. Now, I don't know if this was by design or what. I hope it was, because if not, then that's another fuck up on this show again. Like, get it together, AEW. What the fuck's going on with their production team? But we get a video package from The Undertaker, Julia Hart. Alright, and this was well done. I like this. Alright, they're teasing Julia Hart coming back. I don't know if it's gonna be like a different variation of the gimmick that she had with the House of Black. I don't know, but this is interesting. Because now she has like a bow and arrow now that she's gonna be carrying, so I don't know. I don't know exactly what her gimmick is, but I'm interested. And now we move on to the main event. And that's to determine who's gonna move on, I guess, for this Fatal 4-Way at Full Gear for the AEW Tag Team titles, I guess, if I'm not mistaken. And we have Kings of the Black Throne versus FTR, who damn sure don't need to go over. And we fast forward to the finish. This was a good tag team match, I must say. But a right team went over with Brody King putting Dax Hardwood to sleep. Alright, so Kings of the Black Throne win via submission, so they move on to Full Gear next week. Alright, and we see a Pirate Party, they're up there, they're watching the entire match from the entrance, and they're like, cheers. Mark Quinn was like, cheers to our short ass title reign. Like, hopefully that's not the case. So they look good with the belts, all right, and hopefully they have a good title reign, but that remains to be seen. Oh, and I forgot to mention this earlier with the Adam Cole, Bebe, and the Konosuke match. MGF was somewhere fucking, I don't know what the fuck he is, in Long Island, New York, that's where he's from, laughing. Because I keep forgetting about this stupid ass stipulation to where Roderick and Adam had to win 3 matches consecutively to challenge Maxwell at Full Gear. Adam fails because he only wins 2 matches out of 3. Roderick wins his 3 matches, so I guess that leads us to Roderick versus MJF at Full Gear. I don't know, but watch, they might do some stupid shit and just add Adam Cole next week to the match anyway, so it doesn't even fucking matter. But that's it for this week's episode of Dynamite. And yeah, this this show was hilarious for all the wrong reasons. Alright, so you let me know how you guys felt. You know, what was your favorite moment and favorite match and all that good stuff. Alright, love it, hate it, comment, subscribe to the channel, it's all the same to me. I just want to see the engagement and feedback from you guys. And I already broke down my plans for this weekend, so wasting off your guys' time. So be safe, be blessed, take care of yourself, trust in God, protect you and yours, loved ones, and most importantly, trust in God. I'm out of here. Until next time, adios.